the stars. Hello to the stars. Hello to the stars. Hello to the stars. I'm glad to be here with you. Let's say hello to birds. Hello to the birds. Hello to the birds. Hello to the birds. I'm glad to be here with you. How many of you guys have your grandparents at home right now? Let's say hello to them. Hello to my grandparents. Hello to my grandparents. Hello to my grandparents. I'm glad to be here with you. Hello to my friends. Hello to my friends. Hello to my friends. I'm glad to be here with you. I'm glad to be with you. Hello, friends. Good to be here with you again today. I'm going to put my guitar to the side. We have a few things planned for today. Let's get started on our calendar first. We'll do the Days of the Week song just because it's fun. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. 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 Hooray! Today, that's today. Today is Sunday, April, the number 5, which we say 5th. Sunday, April the 5th. Yesterday, oh, there's no square over here, so we have to go over to here, was Saturday, April the 4th. Today is Sunday, April the 5th, and tomorrow will be Monday, April the 6th. 6th is what we say. We put a on the end of it, 6th. So today is Sunday, April the 5th. Today I have a few things in store for you. I realized that yesterday's video was a little long, and for some of you youngins it was a little boring. For the older ones it might have been okay. But trying to mix them up a little bit, so there's some fun, some boring. Today we're going to do a little bit of bird facts with some homework, and then we're going to do something really important called the brain dance. So let's start off with the bird facts here. I have my little bird sheets here. It's it's called Birds. It's a Fandex Family Field Guide of Wild Birds of North America, Appearance, Habitats, and Habits and Habitat. The one I think we're going to do today is this, the great blue heron. Come back here and read to you about the great blue heron. Now, for you older folks in the room, for the older kids in the room who can write, take some notes down. If you can't write, take those notes in your brain, because I'm going to have you do a fun homework assignment after I read this. So, the great blue heron. The Latin name, there's Latin names for birds. Ardea herodias. That's a funny word. Ardea herodias. So that's its genus and species. Coming upon the fresh tracks of a great blue heron, pressed into the damp surface of a mud flat or a sandbar. Have you seen them by the water before? It's a startling experience. Oh, this is funny. It says its footprints are large enough to evoke images of some fantastic alien creature stalking the swamps just ahead of you. But it's not. It's just the great blue heron. The bird itself may stand over 4 feet tall. 1, 2, 3, just a hint. A piece of paper is almost a foot. So that's an easy way of judging. 4, so the bird can be about that tall. And oh my goodness, it has a 6-foot wingspan. So my arms are less than 6 feet. So its wings can be as bigger than from here to here. Wow. That's probably just about as big as some of your dads. And then some of your dads might even be bigger than some of your dads as far as how big their wingspan is. Both males and females are a gray-blue with a black streak just above the eyes. It has a yellow bill and very dark legs. It can often be spotted standing dead still. That means like frozen. Can you guys stand dead still? Let's move. Let's wiggle, 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 still. Wiggle, 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 still. Wiggle, wiggle, still. Wiggle, wiggle, still. Wiggle, 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 still. You guys are good at this game. So they can stand very still. Why do you think they might stand so still at the edge of the water? What do you think their stillness helps them do? I bet there's a lot of ideas out there. I would love to hear you guys tell me what some ideas you have of why they might be standing still. They're often spotted standing still in shallow water. The great blue herons feed during daylight hours by waiting quietly for fish, small reptiles, or even rodents or birds to approach. And then they spear or grab the prey with their long, sharp bill. They may also eat insects, field mice, and human garbage. Yeah. Their opportunistic diet, that means that they do the best they can to eat the most things they can that are around them, is one thing that's allowed the great blue herons to thrive throughout the U.S. and southern Canada. So if they're living in a place where they can't find fish, oh well, they can find something else to eat. Or if they can't find any reptiles in the area, oh well, they can find something else to eat. That's what opportunistic means. They do their best to figure out what's the easiest thing for them to find to eat. That's the one thing that's allowed them to thrive throughout the U.S. and southern Canada. When breeding, they grow long, dark plumes at the head and shoulders, and their call is a harsh honk. I bet you guys can look it up online and find a better heron honk. But if you ask your adult that you're with to look up on the computer, I bet they will find a site that you can find out what the sound of a heron sounds like. Or, if any of you guys are around, have homes that are nearby water, you can go to a creek or a lake and see if any heron are out. This is often a time of year where they do come out. And you can see them and watch them freeze, like that. Or you can listen and hear if you hear them honking. Because it's got such a big wingspan, one of these pages says that it's a great blue heron in flight is a very dramatic sight. I bet so. Here's some field notes for you. So, its habitat, that means where it lives. Freshwater, brackish swamps, marshes, shorelines, creeks, riverbanks, and ponds. Where have you seen a heron before? Its range, that means where it flies to and all the huge amount of areas it can live in. The northern population migrates to southern U.S., Central and South America, and an all-white population lives in southern Florida. Have your parents or another family member or an older sibling get out a map for you so you can find out the southern U.S., Central and South America, and southern Florida. And then you can see the pictures of where they live. Their diet, that means what they eat. Mostly fish, frogs, turtles, snakes, small rodents, and insects. Okay, so let's act some of these out so we remember. The great heron's got a big wingspan, right? So let's get our big wingspan going. Let's do 3 big flaps. 1, 2, 3, up to 6 feet. So let's do it 6 times. You ready? Because they can be 6 feet long. They can have a wingspan up to 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, that they eat are fish. Swim like a fish. Frogs. All right, guys, jump like a frog. Ribbit, ribbit. Turtles. Let's get your turtle shell. And snakes. How many of you guys can slither on the ground like a snake? I don't know if I can be seen on here on my belly, but I'll try. I'll get on my belly and we'll slither like snakes. Slither, slither. Nice snake, so you can slither with your hands like a snake. And small rodents. Let's see if you guys can be like little mice. And insects. Those are all things that the heron eats. Its nest. That where it lives in its nest. It nests in colonies in large flat structures of sticks in trees or large shrubs. When I went to my parents' lake house in southern Missouri, look that up on the map too, Piedmont, Missouri, or southeastern Missouri, there are some herons that live by the lake in the tops of big tall trees. And we watched them, they kind of look gangly and awkward in the trees. But when they're on the land and the water, they're very beautiful. Eggs. They usually lay 3 to 5 eggs at a time. They're pale blue-green, and they're somewhat larger than chicken eggs. So, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna run and get my chicken egg. Here's an egg that my chicken laid. Right there. And they're a little bit bigger than that. That's how it fits in my hand, my chicken egg. We'll go visit my chickens one of these days too, outside. And its status, it's widespread. It lives throughout the areas that it's supposed to live, which is the southern U.S., Central and South America, southern Florida, and it's not threatened right now. It's happily populated. So, your homework is some of the things we just learned about the heron. For the older kids, I would love to see if you can get one of my friends that I work with, Haslin. He has come up with a great idea of what he does. So he gets a piece of paper out, we roll it out, and then he draws his version of a picture of the thing that we're studying. So like he'll draw a heron, and then he'll have me write some facts. He'll remember the facts and tell them to me, and I write them down so you can get your adult to write down some facts. Like, heron lay 3 to 5 eggs at a time. So then he'll draw 3 eggs. And they're greenish blue, so then he'll color them greenish blue. And any other facts that you remember about what we just talked about. The things it eats, its diet, what it eats, its habitat, where it lives. And you can make a nice little picture that you can tape on the wall, or if you make it small enough, you can put it in a book. Or if your adults don't want extra pictures hanging around the house, they can take a picture of what you drew, and then you'll always have it saved, and you can save it on a computer file. And so then you can start your research about different birds. Those of you who are older can actually do that. If you're even older and you have an adult with you, you can do more research online on the computer and learn more about the great blue heron, or Ardea herodias. And you can tell me more facts that you know that I don't have in here. And for those of you who are younger, what you can do is imagine that you're a great blue heron, and you can either draw a picture of it, or you can act it out and remember some of the places that it stands. It goes, do, 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 freeze. And then it has a 6 feet wingspan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just those things like that. And then you can start to learn a little bit more about the animals. So that's our science fact for the day, the great blue heron. Now, let's go ahead and get started on the brain dance. We've studied a lot and our brains have been thinking a lot. Now let's move a little. Parents and adults that are watching this and older children that are watching this, the brain dance was developed by a woman named Anne Green Gilbert in Seattle. I believe she used to lead Kaleidoscope Dance. That's where I trained under and learned from her. In my undergraduate studies at Cornish College of the Art, she had one of her teachers come and teach us. What it is a series of 8 movements that the newborn goes through from birth to age 2. And it's the movements that you go through in order to develop the brain fully. And so this is a great exercise to help you rebalance, to help you ground, to help you get focused. It's fabulous to do before you have to do something written and studying at school. In fact, many schools in Seattle, Washington, I don't remember if I said St. Louis before, I apologize. I mean Seattle, Washington is where I studied. Many schools there actually used to use this before the kids would take tests. This is a really good exercise for that. So, all that talk aside, let's get started. The first step is breath. So everybody get comfy on the ground with your feet. It'd be great if your shoes are off, but if they aren't, that's fine too. Let's get a big breath and make a big breath bubble. See if your outs can be more than your ins. Longer outs. The longer you breathe out, the bigger bubble you blow. Nice breath. Number 2 in the brain dance is tactile. So let's get started. Tactile means touch. Get that top of your head going. Feel that head. Get under your glasses and your eyes and your nose and your cheeks and your lips and your ears. Rubba, rubba, rubba them. Not too hard, just gentle. Rubba, rubba your neck and your clavicle or your collarbone and your shoulders and your arms and your elbows and your forearms and your wrists and your hands and your fingers. Wake them all up. Other side, shoulder and bicep and tricep and elbow and flexors and extensors and wrist and your thumb. Do it all 1, 2. Let's count our fingers. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little fingers, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little fingers, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little fingers, 10 little fingers on our hands. All right, we got our hands going. Let's keep our tactile. We're going to brush down our body. Try to get your backs too. I'm not going to get my wings because those aren't my body. I don't want to break them. I'll get my back all the way down. Swipe down. Get each quadricep and hamstring on each side. Quadricep and hamstring, the IT band, iliotibial band down. Let's get your knees, your calf, your gastroc and soleus, other calves, gastroc and soleus. Get down your shin bone here, and we'll get to our ankles and our heels and our arches of our feet and the balls of our feet and our toes. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little toes, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little toes, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little toes, 10 little toes on our feet. All right, so we did breath, number 1. We did tactile, number 2. Now 3 is head, tail, is core, distal. So we're going to get into a little ball, little ball, little ball, little ball. Stretch it out. Little ball, little ball, little ball, little ball. Stretch it out. Little ball, little ball, little ball, little ball. Stretch it out. Into our core. Little ball, little ball, little ball, little ball. Distal. Stretch it out. You can do this on the ground too. There's no right or wrong with this. Just get these movement patterns going. Breath, tactile, core distal. Now number 4 is head, tail. My cat is doing a good model of this. I'm going to get on all 4s like my cat, and I'm going to make my head and tail arch, and my head and tail tuck, and my head and tail arch, and my head and tail tuck, and my head and tail are going to look to one side, then my head and tail point to the other side, and my head and tail point to one side. And then they point to the other side and then make them all wiggly and go in all different directions, head and tail. Nice, we did breath, tactile, core distal, head, tail. Now we're gonna do top, bottom, just like a tree. Root those feet deep into the ground and our tops are gonna sway with the wind. Shelter from the storm. Come closer, child. I'll keep you warm. Swinging high, swinging low, swinging far on your path you must go. Nice. That was the Willow song from one of my friends back in Portland. So we just did our top. Let's do our bottom. Let's plant our top now. Our top, we're going to hang really tight onto something. Keep that still and move our bottoms. Whoop-doo. Move the bottoms, move our legs. Swing them, swing them. You can shake them. Make sure to keep that top still though. You can wiggle in and out. Nice. So we did breath, tactile, core distal, head tail, top bottom. Now we're going to do right left. Take that right side, stretch it tall, and make it stuck like it's to a wall right now. We're going to move our left side. Actually, I'm going to turn this way so you can see the right left. Because some of you need some help with right lefts, and in a camera it's opposite. So I want to push that right side down like it's stuck to a wall, and swing my left side, swing my left side, swing my left side, swing my left side. Whee! Kick it, swing it, flap it. Nice. Now we're going to let go of the right side, plant that left side in the ground, make sure it doesn't move, and move our right side. Swing, 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 and a swing, and a swing, and a kick, and a strike, and a slash, and a slash, and a spin. Woo! Keep that left side planted. Ta-da! Great. Breath, tactile, core distal, head tail, top bottom, right left. Number 7 is cross lateral. So we'll do a few different versions of it. One of them, I'm going to go this way again so you can see me. Take my right hand and my left foot and then tap my knee and down. Left hand and my right foot, tap. Cross and tap, 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 cross and tap. The other really fun way of doing it is crawling. This is where the baby's crawling comes from. Follow one of your thumbs. Pick one, I don't care which one, and watch it while you're crawling on the ground. Crawling, 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 crawling. I am doing cross lateral. Crawling, 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 crawling. I'm practicing my cross lateral. Phew! Almost, we're in the last one here. Breath, tactile, core distal, head tail, top bottom, right left, cross lateral. Number 8 and the final one is vestibular. So older folks have a little bit harder time with this than you kids because you're always running around and twirling upside down. But we're going to turn around in a circle. And it's kind of important to do it at least 8 times. So we're going to do that. We're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoa, 7, 8. Whoo! Plant those feet down on the ground. If you get a little wobbly, that's fine. The wider you plant your stance, the easier it is to stay balanced. It's a trick that nature uses, and it's actually a science trick too. If you're only on one point, you're wobbly. If you have a wider base at the bottom, triangle point at the top, it's a lot easier to balance. Okay, we're going to go vestibular to the other side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Again, plant those feet wide. Whoa, let your body come back into a center. The wider you plant, the easier it is to balance. Whew, we we just did the brain dance. It's really fun to do it to music. I didn't have music this time. It's very fun to do it to music. Practice anytime you want. Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much most of what I have for you today. We did our beginning song. We did our calendar. We did our learning about the great blue heron. Your homework today, 1, is to do a little report and drawing and creative understanding about learning, about the things you learned in this video, as well as the things you learn on your own about the great blue heron. 2, your homework is to do the brain dance at least one more time today. And 3, since you're doing the brain dance, let's see if there's one new thing, because your brain's growing today from doing the brain dance and integrating. Let's see if there's one new thing you learned today. And you can get back with me and share with me one new thing, or with your adults that you're with, one new thing that you learned today. Not necessarily from this video, it can be from the video. And I think before we go, we should sing a song, because it's always important to sing a song. What song shall we sing? Well, since we were talking about birds, that reminds me of the outdoors, so let's just sing I Love the Mountain. Un día